Here comes Scales, slithering hither and thither. Get up, sucker, now it's time to deliver. Cobra Commando once tried to hold a candle, but Evander and Foreman and even Tyson couldn't handle the host of the show with the Technodrome, you know, giving their opinion in the Serpentine Dominion. Got something else to do. I almost laughed. Give it the shaft. It's time for Scale Snake Draft.
Welcome back, everybody. It is time for another Scale Snake Draft. The crowd goes wild. Duffy, Castagna, and straight out of Duffy's basement, yes, he's back. He's escaped. Our good buddy, Sarms. How you doing, Sarms?
What's up, guys? I'm so glad to be out of the basement. So glad to be out of the basement.
He's got you in the attic now.
It's dark and dingy. He doesn't feed me anything.
Oh,
I'm living off mouse scraps. It's terrible.
Oh,
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
that's what you requested. So,
no scraps.
yeah.
Ugh, Duffy, you're the worst.
Thank you.
All right.
That made me
well,
think, mouse trouble? You need mouse trap.
Listen, I wasn't going to start off this way being negative, but I'd like to let anyone know who's listening. There is a hashtag out there you can use. Help me out a great deal. Hashtag cancel Duff. Just one use on your social media platform goes a long way in helping me stay out of the basement permanently. So do what you need to.
Yeah,
we'll get him out. We'll get him out of here this year. Sorry.
Not even-
No.
I hope so.
Not even looking for donations, no number to call, no money, just cancel.
Just the hashtag.
You know, and
cancel
it's
Duff.
going in the description for this video too. That's
I
gonna be
hope
the
so.
hashtag.
Yeah, let's get it trending. Let's go.
All right.
That's what they'll play when you're exiting the podcast. All right. Well, let's get this baby started. So the topic for today is going to be our favorite 90s comedy movies.
Ooh.
So many great ones to choose from. Just a truly tremendous decade in the comedy genre. Of course, we hold it near and dear to our hearts, what we grew up with, but still a ton of great films that just hold the test of time. And you can still find them on TV today. I know we all own a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays of these movies. So we're gonna get right into it. The order for today is gonna be Castagna with the first pick, followed by Sarms, and then myself, and then Duffy. So we're gonna do 4 picks each.
Save the best for last.
I don't know about that, but
Isn't that me?
Well-
Ultimately.
good point.
Yeah.
Meh.
Good job, Duff. Quick math. Yeah, so we're gonna have 4 rounds. That'll leave us with 16 total picks, and then maybe we'll get into a few honorable mentions at the end. I'm sure there's gonna be some that don't get picked just because there's, like I said, so many great ones to choose from. So, without further ado, I am going to throw it to Cast with the first pick of the draft.
All right, sir. And I'm going with a basic quote factory from, I believe it was 1992. I'm going with Wayne's World because I love Wayne's World.
Nice.
Wayne's World, party time, excellent. I mean, everybody thinks I've mentioned this in a short, but everybody thinks of Michael Scott when they hear That's What She Said, but Wayne's World is where we first heard That's What She Said.
Correct.
Good point. Yes.
Yeah. Just great chemistry between Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, 2 great characters in Wayne and Garth. And again, just so many quotable lines that I don't know how many still get said now, but growing up in the 90s, I mean, like, you know, Schwing is the most obvious one. One of my personal favorites is Benjamin is nobody's friend. If Benjamin were an ice cream flavor, he'd be pralines and dick. Yeah, that movie just encapsulated a moment in time so well, and brought Bohemian Rhapsody back to popularity. I mean, it's shot it back up to #1, what, 24 years or 14 years after it was released, something like that.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, just great movie. One that time is forgotten, I'd say, probably with younger people. I don't know how much they would get it, but for our generation, stone cold classic. Love it.
Car. Game on.
Game on! Hi, Wayne. Hi.
All right. Great pick there, Cast. We're going on to Sarms. Second pick of the first round. Sarms.
Thank you, Scales. Cast was tremendous. Okay. All right.
This is why hashtag cancel.
Hashtag cancel
Yeah.
Duff. Get it trending. Great pick, Cast. Truly tremendous film. Going with my quintessential 90s film. It's my childhood movie. None of you can take this one from me. Okay? 1995, Disney classic. To quote the great, or not so great, Uncle Tony Perkis,
Yes.
lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle. Deal with it. I'm going with heavyweights.
Yeah.
I mean, I dealt with it. I dealt with it as a kid, man. Duffy can't say that. He was a scrawny toothpick. This is my movie. Quotable. Ben Stiller at his finest. Jerry Stiller. I mean, what more could you ask for? And obviously, you got the great cast of camp kids. Goldberg's in that movie.
Yes.
Bless Goldberg. He's doing great today. We're all
Yeah,
happy about
thank
that.
God.
Yes.
I mean, this was what this VHS tape was used and abused when I was a kid, and now I could say the same for the Blu-ray. So,
Wow.
going with
awesome.
heavyweights.
Body.
We already know each other's names.
Keenan Thompson, also one of the kids,
Yeah.
right?
Keenan was in that movie, flying high.
Yeah.
Paul
Wow.
Feig before he became a huge director.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, star-studded guys.
Yeah.
Let's
And
go
really
strong
great
with
pick.
pick number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Birnbaum, get on the scale. Get off the scale.
Great pick there, Sarms.
Yeah, great.
All right, up to me. Pick number 3 in the first round. Probably no surprise for fellow Technodromies here. My favorite comedy of all time happens to be a 90s comedy. And of course, that's Dumb and Dumber.
Knew it was coming.
Yeah, of course, Jim Carrey, Jeff Daniels, tremendous chemistry. I watched a clip of Jeff Daniels on one of the late shows recently, and he went there asking him questions about Dumb and Dumber and how he would really, that was one of his first ventures into comedy, and how he said, you know, Jim Carrey was such a big help for him, and just made it so easy for him to act in that movie. And they both did a tremendous job just playing the part so well. So many classic one-liners. Just stupidity. It's so dumb it's stupid. That's right.
It's so crazy that he wasn't a comedic actor, because we had no
Yeah.
awareness of that as kids. I remember learning
Right.
that later on. It's just like, what?
Right.
Because he's so natural. He's hysterical. They basically just tried to outdo each other all the time.
Oh yeah. And this was
Hey guys, big gulps, huh?
yeah, that's one of my favorites right there.
Great line. Great
The
line.
Farrelly brothers, was this, I don't know if this was their first, but one of their early films that they wrote and directed.
their
So
first.
yeah. So shout out to those guys. So Dumb and Dumber, that's my pick.
It's a great pick.
I really
Thanks.
hope you have a mural in your house, Steve, of Jeff Daniels on the
Yeah.
toilet.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
God.
Too
I
much
see it. I
X-Lax.
see it in a lot of restaurant bathrooms. Tremendous.
Amazing. So classic. All right there, Mr. Duffy. You're up for 2 in a row.
Ooh.
No, there's no booing here.
I'm sorry I don't have
Um,
all of your sounds on your little board.
Well, whose fault is that?
Hashtag cancel stuff.
Since I have 2 picks here, this makes it a little bit easier, but it's still a hard choice because there's so many options here. But you guys know me, and I think you probably know at least one of the 2 picks here. Number 1 here that I gotta go with. Hold on, I gotta make sure that my music is up because my pick is in. So hold on. All right, there we go.
Official.
Now I can make my pick. My first pick, which is the 4th overall, going Kindergarten Cop.
Do it.
I mean, come on. You know me, Arnold. I had to pick one. I mean, you could technically make a case that all of his movies are comedies, but this one is actually a comedy. I mean, you're putting Arnold Schwarzenegger with a bunch of 5 and 6 year olds. I mean, that's comedic genius. That's comedic gold. And it showed on camera. I mean, you know, I'm sure there was a lot of people that were skeptical if this was going to work. You put him in, he's only really had more serious action roles before this, but I mean, this works. This kind of brought him into that kind of more comedic genre. Because, I mean, yeah, he had done, you know, Twins, which was a little funnier. But, you know, you throw him in with some kids and it kind of brings it to that level where, you know, eventually goes off to Jingle All the Way and all that stuff. But, I mean, there's so many lines that I think we all know from this movie. And, yeah, just I think brought him to a more human level in this movie. And Kindergarten Cop is just... I don't know. I just watched it actually the other day. It's streaming on Netflix. If anybody was curious. All right,
Shameless plug.
With twins, he was had Danny DeVito to shoulder the load too.
True. He's kind of carrying the. Well, he was more of Cullen Crisp.
Damn it.
Gotcha.
Not to be confused with Crispus Attucks.
There's so many crisps. Yeah. All right, so that's my 4th pick. So let's see, is the 5th pick in? My 5th pick is in, and this is going a little bit more along the lines of my years and years and years working in an office. And I don't care what kind of experience you have in an office, everybody can make at least one connection to this movie in one way or the other. And this movie is called Office Space. Now, I did not see this movie when it came out, but I saw it afterwards, and I think it didn't really do great in the movies. It became more of a cult classic afterwards, and gained popularity as it went along. But I remember seeing it.
It was a grower, not a shower.
Correct. Just something that I just grasp onto. Another one which I feel like I can list a lot of lines from the movie. Just I can watch it from beginning to end, just talk along with it. But another great one, again, if you've worked in an office, I'm sure there's something you can relate to this one, and just a lot of funny moments in this, and some notable people in here too. So those are my 2 picks.
Yeah,
I can picture you rapping in your car until a black man strolls up next to you.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sure it's happened, Joe.
I don't know what you're talking about, all right?
Oh, what song would it be, Joe? What song?
I'm sorry,
Duff, because we're canceling
This
Duff.
podcast is for all ages. We're trying to keep this, we're trying to keep this okay for everybody to listen to, all right?
You don't have to rap it here.
I'm not going to rap.
Just asked you for a song title, for God's sake.
Just a song title. Yeah.
I'm good, thanks. I'm all set, thanks.
Okay.
Next.
All right, I'm back. I'm back on the clock. I'm going to 1996, and this pick is a little sentimental due to the recent passing of the great Carl Weathers, also known as Chubbs Peterson from Happy Gilmore. I'm going with Happy Gilmore. Just one of my favorite probably my favorite Adam Sandler movies. He was like Jim Carrey. He was on a hell of a run there in the 90s. Put out a ton of good, great comedy movies. Excuse me. Probably one of my top 3 favorite sports movies of all time. I'm sure a lot of people would agree with that. Just a great movie. You got the Ben Stiller as the creepy guy working at the old folks home with Happy's grandma there. And Duffy,
that's a guy. He works at the deli that we used to go to when we worked.
Oh no, we lost cast.
We pissed Cassandra.
I was wondering why he was just blankly staring at me like I thought I'd get a pop out of him for Carl Weathers, and he's like wasn't saying anything.
Oh, so this is how you capture people and put them in your basement, Duff. Got it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, wait, he just texted. What did he say?
Oh, God.
My computer died. Unreal. It came unplugged and I didn't know. Only the Technodrome.
Jesus. I'll just crop out some stuff. No worries.
Okay.
Whatever.
Just keep going. Yeah. So Happy Gilmore. Of course, Shooter McGavin is a classic villain from the 90s, from that era. So
Huh, what
I'm
does
gonna
he eat
go
for
with
breakfast again?
pieces of crap.
That's correct.
All right, that's my pick. Luckily, Sarms is next.
Thank God. Castagna has to like reboot his 1995 laptop.
You guys lucked
Just
out
keep
on that
going and catch me up when I'm back on.
Yeah,
Okay,
or
one. We
whatever.
can do that. Yeah. All right. Well, my pick is in. Do I get the jingle?
Give him the jingle, though.
You want the jingle?
My pick is in, sir.
I don't know if
He's
you can
a-
handle the jingle.
He's a
All right.
Jets fan. It'll make him not have like bad memories
Oh.
when he hears this.
All
He's
right.
gonna give me that Price is Right sad jingle, isn't
I'll
it?
give you a
Yeah,
I'll give
probably.
you a jingle.
Oh, there you go. Here comes Tony Perkis. He's gonna pop the tires on this ice cream truck.
Yeah. No sugar allowed. All right, guys. Here's what we're gonna do with my second pick.
Okay.
We're gonna go to the year 1994. Now, as youngsters, I'm sure none of us saw this film, but once we got a little older, this director has become a part of my life.
Welcome back, cast.
Welcome back.
I'm sorry, guys. I you know, a bunch of stuff fell and apparently knocked my plug out of my laptop, and I didn't notice. And literally a second before my computer shut down, I looked. I was like, "Wait, my battery's dead. I better." Nope. And then it shut down.
You know what? It makes for good television, and that's what
Yeah.
we're trying to provide for the people.
Comedy
did I miss-
ensues.
I
Did I
thought
miss a
Duff
pick?
got. I thought Duff captured you and threw you in his basement.
Captured.
What did I miss?
Just scales.
Yeah, you were blankly staring at me as I was mentioning the passing of Carl Weathers. I was like, wow, I really thought Castagna would react to this. And he just like
I know.
looking
I was
at me.
actually kind of surprised. It was just silent. I'm like, just brought up Carl Weathers and Cass is silent. What?
Rest in peace.
Cass
Apollo
Cass
Creed.
was
Thank
not a
you.
fan of Dylan from Predator. Clearly.
Yeah.
I wanted him to win that arm wrestle, but
Yeah.
what'd
There
you
you
pick?
go. Happy Gilmore.
Okay, I figured
Yeah.
since you were mentioning Carl Weathers.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sarms,
Yeah.
please, as you were.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
good.
Sarms.
All good, sir. We're gonna go with the 1994 classic, Clerks. That
Nice.
I have to put Kevin Smith on this list. To this day, one of my favorite directors, with the non-existent amount of money he had, and just using his hometown to make one of the greatest comedies I've ever seen. Quotable, and also brought to life two of the greatest characters of our lifetime in Jay and Silent Bob.
Yes.
Snoochie Boochie, Snoogans. 37, that number. I mean, everyone knows what that number is, and it's not good. Kevin Smith is a Jersey legend. He just everything he does. I really thought hard about this as a true fan of Mallrats, but Clerks started everything. So for me, I have to make sure he gets his shine, and he's right up there. Black and white too. I mean,
Mhm.
classic film. So that's
Amazing.
my pick.
I'm glad Kevin Smith was
Yeah,
honored
I
here.
think that's my favorite of his movies too.
Oh, absolutely.
My love
Legendary.
for you is like a truck berserker.
All right, Duffy, we're back to you already. Two in
So
a row.
soon? So
Sad
soon?
It's me.
I thought, isn't it Cass? Did he not go?
Yes, it is Cass.
Cass two in a
Did
row, right?
Duff also steal
Sorry.
Cass' pick when he disappeared?
Yeah, that's it. All got meant to order.
Yeah. He
Two
as
for you.
we're gonna cover in an episode coming up, maybe he punted me off.
No.
Yeah, AOL days.
Well,
Okay,
in Duff's case, it probably went far right. So
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Goodbye.
All right. All right, I've got two in a row here. I'm debating how to go about this. Let's go with What About Bob?
Oh,
I knew you were going to pick one.
Nice.
This had to be you.
I didn't even know I was going to pick that yet because I'm torn between a few that I really want to make sure make it into this tournament. But how could I not choose What About Bob? I've seen that movie a million times. I have now 2 shirts from my friend Cliff. I have the one with Bob's face on it, and he got me the "Don't Hassle Me, I'm Local" shirt. I have that one
Oh,
ready
nice.
to go too. So thank you, Cliff. Another movie with great quotes that I think Duff was the one who brought this up. The roses are red, violets are blue. I'm a schizophrenic, and so am I.
Probably my favorite one from that movie.
Yeah. When I despised my job for almost all of last year, all the time I was just thinking to myself going, I feel good, I feel great, I feel wonderful. Um, and another one, great chemistry between Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss. They did not like each other. They did not get along. Uh, Bill Murray, as we've heard, can be a little difficult to get along with, and Richard Dreyfuss seems like he could be a little bit of a stickler or a whinge, depends on how you catch him. But man, that movie is hysterical. Bob really is the crazy one and makes everybody else makes it seem like Leo is the crazy one, but Bob is a charismatic kind of guy and just worms his way into everybody's hearts, including ours. So I also love, I sail, I'm a sailor, ahoy. Yeah, too many good lines to run through here.
I'm happy.
Good
I'm happy
pick.
you put Bill Murray on this list.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I thought about it myself, but it wasn't up there for me. But Bill Murray, he does deserve that recognition.
Oh yeah, and I feel like 80s. If we were doing 80s comedies,
Oh, shoo-in at that point.
I guess you would call it but Ghostbusters, I mean, would have to be on there, even though it's kind of
Yeah.
defies neat genre lines. But yeah, Bill Murray definitely deserves to be on this. Now, where do I go from here? Uh, I'll go with Mrs. Doubtfire. Robin Williams is
Nice.
making this list one way or another. It probably won't be his last appearance on this list. I don't know, but how could you not love Mrs. Doubtfire? His performance is so good. Really kind of playing 2 roles. Um, just hysterical. Another very quotable one. A lot of hijinks. I mean, we've talked about this. We've beaten it to the ground. I feel like we
There it is. I was waiting for Duffy to drop that.
yeah, that's one I think when we do the tournament we'll probably dive into a little more. But Mrs. Doubtfire.
All right. Solid choices there. Bill Murray
Excellent
and
choices.
Robin Williams have entered the chat. Sarms, this is your 3rd pick.
No pressure.
There's a lot of avenues I can go here, guys. Truly. I had my pick in mind, but the way
Okay.
this list is going, I have to change it, and
Oh man.
I'm okay with it. I'll be the one to do this, okay? I'll be the one to do it. I know this movie, it's not going to age well. I'll be the first to say I support women's sports. I do.
Oh no.
Unlike Duff, I support women's
Yes.
sports.
What the hell?
I hope this is what I think. It
I
is.
just want to put this out there that women's sports are just as good as men's sports. I'm going with the 1992 Rodney Dangerfield classic,
Yes.
Ladybugs.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
I'm so excited.
Thought you were going another direction, but I'll take this too. So I feel like Rodney needs to be up here as
So
well.
we have just for
We
the
will
record,
not
we have
disrespect Rodney. We'll disrespect
No.
you, Duff. We will not disrespect Rodney. He will be on this list, and he will
So
be on
we-
this list for Ladybugs.
We are giving him some respect.
So
Oh,
we have
we're
2
giving him that
cross-dressing
respect.
picks in a row.
Oh.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
the cross-dressing section of the draft.
And we're okay with it. I mean, I think we're all okay with it, right, Duff?
Of course.
You sounded nervous.
Yeah,
He sounded very
He'll be-
nervous there.
he'll be headlining this weekend.
Jesus.
He's headlining this weekend as Rudolph, actually.
I mean, how could you go wrong? Anything Rodney Dangerfield touched in the 80s was just tremendous. And then This movie was not highly regarded uh, as his other films, and rightfully so. Some of those are true classics that'll be on top 10 lists for all time. But I just remember watching this and thinking to myself, this is hysterical. Uh, I would have loved to just witness that in person. Just seeing someone just attempt to do what, and rest in peace to that wonderful actor, Jonathan Brandis. I mean,
Yeah.
tremendous job in every movie he got. And as a horror, I'm going to sidestep, as a true horror fan, his part in the It miniseries was just incredible.
Oh yeah.
He was very
And
good.
then
Good
and
acting.
then in this, having to put on that wig and play soccer on a girls' soccer team.
I
mean,
loved
the
him in Sequest.
I knew you were going to mention Sequest because only you remember it.
Who doesn't remember Sequest? Come on.
Roy
We
Scheider.
all do. We all do. Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
Another legend, Roy Scheider, for sure.
Rob Schneider?
Yes.
No, not Rob Schneider, Roy Scheider.
Rob Schneider is a character.
Rob Schneider plays girls soccer. Rodney Dangerfield definitely deserves all the credit in the world for this one. So
couple mentions about Ladybugs. That was gonna be one of my picks. So I'm glad you chose it, Sarms. I'm glad it was on the list. Jack A, great Rob Williams
Jack
movie. Yeah, phenomenal.
Of 227 fame and Sister.
Yep, sister. And I always used to get a kick out of the way Rodney would say Martha, like with an R at the end. He's Martha, not Matthew. It's Martha. Classic. According to Wikipedia, a budget of $20 million and only did 14.8 at the box office. That's
I just put that in
14.8.
Wikipedia.
$14.8.
Thousand. Yeah.
$14.80. One ticket. Yeah.
That was probably me because I did see that in the theater. So
Did you?
Wow.
I did. That was probably me.
Nice. Wow, look at that.
Yeah. How about that?
You've redeemed yourself for at least a little while.
You made
And we'll see what Sarms says about that.
Yeah.
well, the hashtag better be trending by now.
All right. I'm up. Third pick. I think I'm going to go with another. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think he's on the list yet. I'm going to add another classic comedian, comic actor from this era. I'm going with a sequel. I'm going with the 1999 Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Whoa,
Interesting choice.
Yeah, baby. Yes.
that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably Goldmember is my favorite of the series. Obviously, that was in the 2000s, so couldn't go there. And between the original and Spy Who Shagged Me, I went with Spy Who Shagged Me. Only Mini-Me and Fat Bastard, that's where they both made their debut. I thought those characters just kind of brought the movie to a whole new level.
Are you mad?
Of the three movies, the first is your least favorite?
Yeah, I mean, I love them all. It's like,
I wanted to blow right by that cast simply because all of my hatred should be poured towards Duff and Duff only. But
I didn't realize you
Goldmember being
guys.
your favorite Austin
Yeah,
Powers
That's
is
the worst one.
It's interesting.
it's
I
surprising.
like the Goldmember character. What can I say?
Nerd alert!
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're all, like I said, I love them all. But if I,
Yeah.
if I was personally ranking them, that would be my ranking.
I think I'd rank them 1, 2, 3, but maybe
Yeah.
2, 1, 3.
Yeah. How about you, Sarms?
I think 2 gets a little more shine from me simply because of Heather Graham and my absolute love of her to this
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, so good.
I'm with Cast on that. 1, 2, 3.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3. Okay. All right.
Deal with it.
I will. Well, that's gonna be my pick. Austin Powers,
It's a solid one.
The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Beautiful.
All right, there, Duffy. This is your final 2 picks, my friend. Let's hear the first one.
All right, let's see. Final. All right, my second to last pick. I think this is near and dear to a lot of you guys here, and we can also quote this movie fairly well. And I think I'm just going to start off by repeating a specific quote from the movie. So bear with me here. King illegal forest, to pig wild kill in it is.
What?
All right. So I think you guys might know this movie as Robin Hood Men in Tights. We got to give a little respect to a little Mel Brooks here. He needed to make this list, even though, a lot of his really good work was also done before the 90s, as you guys know. But this one is, if I honestly had to pick out of all of them, this one might be my favorite. I mean, his work is phenomenal, but there's something about Robin Hood Men in Tights that gets me laughing more than the others, I think. I just remember hysterically laughing at this when I was a kid watching this. It's just stupid humor, but I love stupid humor. You guys know me. You guys get it. So, so Robin Hood Men in Tights. Yeah, haha. So Robin Hood Men in Tights.
King's Dare.
It's amazing.
I'll tell you, Steph. I'll tell you. I'm sorry, Cass. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'll tell you. The first time I ever saw this movie, I was still living in the Bronx, and one of my uncles worked for the cable company, and he climbed up that tower to get those free pay-per-view movies and click whatever buttons he had to.
Nice.
And I remember sitting there being like, "What are we gonna watch today?" And then you see the rapping,
little Dave Chappelle,
the rapping song to start the film, and it just all went haywire from there.
Oh, yeah, a Jew, where here? No.
Did you say I Blinken?
When I said, "Hey, Blinken, hold the reins, man."
It's just stupid stuff like that. I just crack up. I can't help it. It's awesome.
And you can't discredit Mel Brooks at all. Like,
no.
It's just a mass. Even in the decade. I mean, you also had, which I thought about, and I'm not going to pick, but Dracula Dead Loving It.
It was okay. It had moments, but I think it was one of his weaker works, unfortunately.
I've never seen that one. I actually forgot about that movie until you just mentioned it.
To say one of his weaker ones, it's still one of the better comedies.
Okay.
Out there.
I mean, compared to other things, of course. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Robin Hood Men in Tights, surprisingly not very well reviewed.
I don't know why people don't like it as much.
Critics, but it's hilarious.
I think it's amazing, and like I said, I think I'd have to probably mark it as my favorite one if I'm choosing between all of his films. But
Spaceballs is up there too.
Yeah, Spaceballs. I mean, Young Frankenstein. Yeah,
Blazing Saddles.
Of course.
Yeah.
Couldn't make some of those movies today, though.
In your world, we can.
Yeah, whatever. All right.
Hashtag cancel Duff. Hashtag cancel Duff.
All right. Final pick is in. All right. This pick has more to do with the fact of one of the main actors in it that I wanted to get his name on our list here, because while it's not probably my favorite out of some of the ones that are left, there's some iconic ones that I'd love to pick. This one, in my opinion, is my favorite one out of the ones of the 90s where he was doing more than just a cameo. And he's one of my favorite comedic actors of all time, Mr. John Candy, and that movie is Cool Runnings. I had to throw this on here just to make sure that we got some John Candy on here. I know it probably won't make it far in the tournament. I mean, I personally think this movie is great. I think it's hilarious. John Candy really does make this film a Disney classic. I mean, what more can you say about it other than some people say, I know you can't believe that Jamaica, we have a bobsled team. So, yeah, this is that was my final choice, but I just want to make sure that we got John Candy on that.
Yeah, deservedly so.
Bones don't break in a bobsled. No,
they shatter. Yo, Sanka, you dead? There we go. I was waiting for somebody.
I see pride. I see power. I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off of nobody.
Once again.
John Candy was in some great roles in the 90s too. I mean,
Canadian Bacon is also up there if you ask me, but I didn't really like it as much.
Well, I'm even
more
talking,
than just like, are you going nothing but trouble here?
No, I was going to say even 1990 was the year of Home Alone.
I feel like that's more of a cameo than an actual leading role. That's why I went with Cool Runnings. That was why I picked it. I mean, you could also. What was the other one? What's the one where he loses his memory and he's like a writer or something?
Harry Crumb.
Harry
Crumb.
Crumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that one.
It's classic.
Delirious, isn't that
Hotel.
another one too? Delirious, maybe.
That
No.
Eddie Murphy.
It's Eddie Murphy's stand-up, but maybe it's also a John Candy movie. I don't know.
Might be right.
I don't
No, it
remember.
is 1991 film, Delirious.
Okay. But these are, lesser known John Candy films. I thought, I'd go with one of the more well known. But that's my choice. Even though I think that there's a phenomenal list still left, and I feel bad not picking some of the remaining ones, but I'll hope that maybe one of you guys will grab them.
Well,
Yeah.
lest we forget to mention the tremendously talented Doug E. Doug.
Dougie Doug. Yes.
I thought you were going to say
The
Yul
90s.
Brenner.
Malik.
Well,
What did you say, Cass?
Malik Yoba. That's
Malik
the
Yoba.
guy who plays Yul Brynner.
Yeah.
And Leon. Leon's still out there making doing movies.
It's true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. All right. On to the next, which is me. That's my final pick. I've been debating here. Duffy, you've been chatting about Cool Runnings. I've been stressing out about this last choice. A couple other Jim Carrey movies I could go with. My favorite comedy actor from the 90s. But I'm going to go a little bit of a different route here. I'm going 1999, right on the cusp of the new millennium. I'm going to feel like this was a coming of age comedy for all of us. American Pie. I feel like this has to be on the list. This is right in our wheelhouse. We were all, 14, 15 years old right around that time. Eugene Levy.
Warm apple pie.
There you go. Duffy was ready. Thank you, Duffy.
Did we ever watch that in college?
No, I don't think so.
No? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, a couple times, right?
That we didn't watch that or Clue.
Clue.
Yeah, I'm going with apple pie. I'm going with apple pie.
Apple pie.
Well, I'm going
Yeah,
with American Pie.
apple pie's
which is
good.
apple
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, just like I said, great Jason Biggs, and of course Sean William Scott. He had a ton of movies coming out after that. It was kind of his launching pad, and Tara Reid,
Launchpad's in that?
Savari. Launchpad McQuack, yeah, he makes a
Yeah.
starring role. Yeah. Yeah. He was the one actually recording the video in the
No,
bedroom. Yeah.
I could have sworn he got to the pie, but
Yeah, that was him in the
Wow,
pie
wow.
first,
Okay.
yeah. All right, American Pie for me. That's my last choice. Sarms, we're up to you.
all right, guys. Well, I know we're supposed to be picking these tremendous comedies of the 90s, but I'm here to interrupt that and cause chaos. So, with that being said, my last pick, I just want to start by shouting out Duff's brother-in-law, Ty. I'm going to give him a shout out because his mother had a very small feature in this film, this 1990 comedy horror classic. I'm going to read you a brief description of it. A medical student sets out to recreate his decapitated fiancée by building her a new body made entirely of Manhattan street prostitutes. We're going with Frankenhooker.
Oh my god.
Wow.
He just broke
That's
the
what we're doing.
podcast.
I think I might have broken this entire list, and I'm okay with it. We're going to shout out the lovely Patty Mullen, who to this day, if you go to a Comic-Con or a Horror-Con, she will dress up in the Frankenhooker getup to sign autographs. I mean, this is a classic film. And I will say, as recently as the middle of January 2024, there's a little shop in Bridgeport, Connecticut called The Archive. And the director of this movie, whose name is incredible, his name is Frank Henenlotter. He came to Bridgeport, Connecticut to sign copies of this movie 2 weeks ago. So people are still talking about it.
I'm
Once
guessing
again,
you were in line.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Is
I
that a
already had an
sneeze?
autograph copy.
It's clear
You
my
already had
throat.
one.
Oh,
Wow.
oh wow!
Yeah.
Look at you.
So once again, shout out to Duff's brother-in-law, Ty, part of the Frankenhooker army.
I doubt he's listening, but it's okay.
Oh, he'll listen
Uh.
now. And because of that comment, one more time from me, hashtag cancel Duff.
Well,
That's my pick.
That's how he's going to end up seeing it because he follows the cancel Duff hashtag.
Oh, yeah.
So it's gonna
Oh,
pop up.
yeah.
It makes sense. It
Crap.
makes all the sense in the world.
All right.
All right. I haven't seen
Ksenia.
that one. I've heard of it. but
No.
I haven't seen it.
Well, you guys are going to have to now.
Got no choice.
Man, I got a lot on my shoulders here. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick it, but I feel a little disgraced that none of us picked Home Alone. And the reason I'm not going to pick it is because we've done an entire
The Christmas
episode on it.
movie.
Yeah, but it's a comedy, and it's,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
one of
comedy.
the one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. But I'm
Still.
not going to pick it because we've already given it a lot of daylight. I'm really torn between two movies, and I'm not sure which way I want to go here. I am going to pick My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, thank God.
Nice.
Thank
Yeah,
God. That was on my
I had a feeling
list.
you're gonna pick that.
I was. Oof, good one.
Now, I'll briefly mention I was going to pick The Birdcage.
Oh, another
But
good one.
I already had a Robin Williams movie on there, and I know we all love My Cousin Vinny. Both of those movies at once. At any time, not that I have cable anymore, but if I were flipping through and if it were on, it was going to stay on. My Cousin Vinny is hilarious, and apparently, whenever you read, it's legally very accurate as far as procedure in courtroom. The scene where the public defender stutters in front of the entire court, I could barely get through without like crying, laughing anytime I watch it. When Joe Pesci comes in that ridiculous suit that he got from the store that had the flu, that scene is amazing. Another one, great lines, very quotable. You know, the Rev and I use the identical all the time.
What is a Ute?
Yeah, what's a you?
I hope you don't make any instant grits.
No, I like mine al dente, of course. My cousin Eddie and I obsess over the part where like, there's the guy that Vinny is gonna fight over the $200, and he's like, "Hey, it's like I got you $200 for him," and he just hits him with that cross body block. It's like the most ridiculous. You know what I'm talking about? It's when he's got to get to the courtroom and he's like trying to just dismiss him, and he doesn't just lay him out, like doesn't hit him with a shot. He just dives like this and lands on top of him and takes it from him. Takes the money from him. It's amazing. Great performances, Joe Pesci, Marissa Tomei, Fred Gwynn in his last performance, better known as Fred Munster, maybe too. Or Fred Munster.
Herman Munster.
Herman Munster.
Herman Munster, yeah.
Fred Gwynn, Fred Munster.
Fred.
Nice.
Fred Munster. Fred Munster cheese. Yeah, just a solid movie, top to bottom. And Ralph Macchio. Yeah, and hilarious.
The Karate Kid himself.
Yes.
Cass, I'm very happy that you're showing some love to Joe Pesci in the 90s for comedy, especially because there was a movie out there that I thought might be a good twist, but I didn't go with it. A movie called Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag.
Nice.
I've never seen it. I remember it. I was really hoping you weren't going to say Gone Fishing because I'd have to.
No, I think we all forgot that one. Yeah.
We'll have an honorable mention section here in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, do we want to recap?
Yeah, what do we got?
let me,
You want to share it? Do I have to?
Yeah.
Do I have to give
enable
you?
me.
I enabled you. All right. I'm an enabler.
Well, you're something. Hashtag cancel Duff.
You got a big mouth. You just talk too much.
All right. Everyone can see that?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Alrighty. So here we go. 16 picks are in. Our favorite 90s comedy movies. Cast wound up with Wayne's World, What About Bob, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Vincent LaGuardia Gambini, My Cousin Vinny.
6
We
times
got-
a charm.
Mike
You have
Myers.
a person's name in each one of those.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yes.
Interesting. Mike Myers, Bill Murray, and Richard Dreyfuss, Robin Williams, Joe Pesci. Got a good mix there. Some 90s legends. Then we go over to Sarms. Started off with the Disney classic Heavyweights. Followed it up with Kevin Smith's Clerks. Rodney Dangerfield, Ladybugs. and as we say, what a twist. Frankenhooker. No one saw that one coming. Not even Sarms.
Well, the tagline for that movie is "It's a stitch." Get it,
There
guys?
you go.
Yeah.
All right. On to myself. I had Dumb and Dumber as my first pick. Then I went with Happy Gilmore, Austin Powers 2, The Spy Who Shagged Me, and I rounded out the list with American Pie and Duffy. Duffy started with Arnold, Kindergarten Cop. Then he went down to his past life with United Healthcare, Office Space. Then he took Robin Hood Men in Tights. Mel Brooks shout out there. And then he finished up with some love for John Candy, one of his favorites. Another Disney classic, Cool Runnings. I think we've got quite the list here, gentlemen. What
I'd say
you?
so.
We have a pretty
Good
solid
list.
tournament
Good
coming.
list.
Skills
Gonna be tough.
with the only sequel on the list.
Yeah, I was going
Yeah.
to say. Sequels are...
Well, no, Robin Hood Men in Tights is a sequel to Robin Hood Prince of Thieves.
That's right.
Yes.
Come
We all
on.
forgot about that. Yeah.
And there was a Cool Running. So Cool Runnings is the
the
second.
first one.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's. I wonder if they're still waiting
I
for the locksmith.
broadcast.
That was John Candy was just a one-man bobsled team. That was the prequel.
Oh, that's yeah. Well, that is the story, based off of a
Right.
true story, where he put some weights in the sled to make it go quicker. So that was that one.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, we also have American Pie as a sequel to Apple Pie.
Clerk and Clerks. Yeah.
Heavyweight.
Heavyweight.
Yeah.
Ladybug.
Ladybug. Yeah. A lot of prequels. Yeah. They're going to be coming out here in the next decade when they run out of ideas again.
Hey,
Mr.
you guys can't forget Dumb.
Sorry, forgot about that.
It was Jim Carrey by himself.
Just dumb.
All right, I'm going to unshare here. And we're going to get into, I think we have maybe like 10 minutes or so left here.
Yeah,
We can get
we got
into
that.
some honorable mentions. Obviously, so many still on our list and things that weren't on the list that you might like that we can kind of go around the table here and mention just so people don't get angry with us and Dirk starts yelling at us, why did we forget such and such? So
I know. I'm waiting for that.
Cass,
No matter what we pick, it's going to be wrong. So
Cass, you want to kick us off with maybe a few that you wanted to mention but didn't make the list?
Let's see. I love The Big Lebowski, but I wasn't going to put it into the tournament. It's a little too niche, but
Yep.
it's hilarious and one I've watched on repeat. As good as it gets, fantastic lines in that one, and again, great performances. Jack Nicholson is pitch perfect as Melvin Udall. Love the classic scene. How do you write women so well? I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
Ability.
Little Rita from Dexter.
Yeah.
As I said, the Birdcage. Disappointed I didn't really get that one in there. I'll throw it around to you guys so I don't just name everything that's on this list.
Yeah,
But
Duffy.
I mean, I feel like Dirk would be very angry if you didn't mention A League of Their Own. Got to get some Tom Hanks love in here. I mean, if The Burbs was in the 90s, that would have been a choice of mine. Unfortunately, it didn't make it.
I feel like the 80s was his comedy decade, and the 90s
Yeah.
is when he started.
He got a little
flexing
more
the
serious.
drama. Mhm.
But the rest of mine here, Sarms, you had already mentioned it. Mallrats was on my list. I mean, how many times did we watch that together, Sarms?
Oh, so many times. That
that's-
kid is back on the escalator.
It's a schooner. I mean, that one, yeah, we watched so many times, cracking up at that one. This next one, I feel like it was always on Comedy Central, and it was just on there so much that I just kind of slowly liked it. PCU.
Oh,
Jeremy Piven.
classic.
Yeah.
That was
Classic film.
That was a good one. Even though this is technically not a comedy, I think some people might say that this is a like a horror comedy. You might know it as the name Tremors.
Oh my god.
I feel like I had to throw this one on there. And then the last but not least, this one is for you, Cast. I think I'm going to take a Wicked Gunther, and we're gonna throw the Paper Brigade in this one.
Just because.
Because I saw that, I'm like, I think that's 90s, and
Yeah,
it was
it certainly
96 maybe or something. I don't know.
Thereabout, yeah.
So yeah, those are mine.
I think I just stepped in some Gunther.
Yeah. So
How about you,
Sarms?
Sarms?
Sarms, yeah.
For sure, there's definitely a lot that I left off, especially because I wanted to play the role of Mr. Chaos in this episode.
Professor Chaos.
Well, speaking of Professor Chaos, I did leave off South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Yeah.
Absolutely a force to be reckoned with of a dirty film to see
Yeah.
as a middle schooler. Trey and Matt definitely deserve to be somewhere recognized.
Such a great movie.
Absolutely incredible. I mentioned sequels. I thought very hard about whether I should add or not add Major League 2
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it holds up to the original. I mean, even the replacement of Wesley Snipes with Omar Epps. Omar Epps just stepped into that role and just did an amazing job. And everyone knows the No Marbles run. I mean, come on, that's classic. For me, I gotta say, I gotta say, I'm in the minority on this one usually when I have this conversation, but for me, one of the best vacation movies is Vegas Vacation.
Yes. Yes.
I don't-
Certainly appreciate that.
I'll drive by a car dealership and just say, put $1 in one a car, put $1 in one. It'll just come into it'll come to my head immediately.
Nick Papa Giorgio,
Nick Papa
Yuma.
Giorgio.
Yuma, Arizona. I think that's near Tucson.
Yeah, it is actually down the road from Tucson. Yeah.
And the final movie I'll mention is it was just a tremendous movie to see all these big time actors and actresses just die at the hands of little Martians. I'm gonna go with Mars Attacks.
Oh, nice.
Nice, good choice.
I think Mars Attacks just stands the test of time. I mean, Big Jim Brown surviving at the end.
Yep.
The cast alone, Sarah Jessica Parker just Franken dogged. I'm adding two Frankens in this
Two
this
Frankens.
episode.
I need Al Franken.
So those are my honorable mentions.
All right.
Nice
Pretty good.
choices. Sandlot as well. Sandlot.
Sandlot. Yeah, Sandlot, of course.
Had to throw that. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, Sandlot, Rookie of the Year. There was a couple other, Disney type.
Could have gone the
childhood-
cameo of John Candy in Rookie of the Year as well.
yeah.
Slight cameo,
That was-
but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember him in that.
one of the announcers.
He
right?
was the announcer.
For the
Yeah.
Cubs.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, not a
for
main role.
me, it was tough to not. I really wanted another Jim Carrey movie in there, and Ace Ventura would have been the one, which I'm sad that's not in the bracket, but that's fine. Chris Farley didn't get any representation here. Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, those are definitely need to be mentioned.
Don't have enough choices here.
He's in Wayne's World.
No, that's
Oh,
true.
he's in Wayne's
He is
World.
in
That's
Wayne's
true.
World.
Free-for-all.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Little cameo.
Yep. I had to throw some Chris Tucker with Friday, of course, classic. And then one of my favorite Martin Lawrence movies, which I think I watched with you guys in college. Nothing
Black
to Lose
Knight?
with him and Tim Robbins. No, not Black Knight. Nothing to lose. That's one of my favorites.
Nothing to lose. Yeah.
The Scatman song in that movie is that's the best part. Just going through the list quickly. Any other ones?
Another Martin Lawrence classic, Blue Streak, with
Blue Streak, yeah.
a little,
Yeah, Blue
little role
Streak's
for
another good
Dave
one.
Chappelle in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Chappelle was in that one. Yeah. God, there's
Half-Baked.
just so many. Rush Hour, Half Baked,
The Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor. Nutty Professor was huge.
Yeah,
That was big time. What was that, 96? 95?
Yeah, 90s. Yeah, that sounds about right. 90s. Yeah.
That was big time.
Big
And then the
comeback
last one
for Eddie
I'll
Murphy.
mention for Eddie Murphy, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, huge comeback.
The last one, Sarms, you shouted out Jay and Silent Bob. Dogma is one of my favorite
Yeah.
Kevin Smith films. That's one that I owned on DVD. Always loved popping that baby in there. And, Rufus, the 13th Apostle. Chris Rock was good in that one.
Shout out Chris Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anything else before we part ways here, gentlemen?
I had Problem Child on
Covered
my
a
short
lot.
list.
Problem Child. Yeah.
And Brady
Gilbert.
Bunch
yeah.
movie is another funny one.
Mm.
I've watched it
yeah.
a million times.
We covered a lot, but I think we could have easily covered so much more.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could have been a
Like we were
64 team
saying.
bracket.
Oh, easily.
But I think
All right.
we have some solid picks in here. So we
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
make for a good tournament.
good tournament coming up ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Be sure to tune in the coming weeks here as we throw these movies into a bracket, and we'll decide who is the Technodrome's greatest or favorite 90s comedy film. Be sure to check us out on social media. We are at Throwbacks Technodrome Pod on TikTok and Instagram. Be sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube. Ring the bell for notifications. Be sure you're keeping up with all of our content. That's all I got. Sarms, stay safe, buddy. We're going to keep Duffy far away from you. We want you back for another episode soon.
Says
Get
who?
the hashtag trending. Hashtag
Duff.
cancel Duff
Cancel Duff.
for me so I can get out of this basement.
Definitely. And thank you
man,
for
The
you're
door-
back- You're back in? I thought you were out. What happened?
The door just opened. The door just opened. I'm going to have to go down there soon.
Good.
Oh, man.
That's where you belong.
Duffy. So
This is the
scary.
first time that we've had you on with the three of us.
Mhm.
Last time you were on
Yes.
as a replacement for Scales, so it was great having
Yeah.
you.
I'm glad to
It was-
not
it
be
was
his
okay
replacement,
having
but
you.
to be, well, I mean, next time maybe Duff's Square will be gone. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows what'll happen?
And maybe you won't be recording this from the surface of the moon.
I'm not saying that Duff is Kathy Bates from Misery and I'm James Caan, but I'm not saying it.
Get up and walk away, and we'll be able to tell.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed our favorite 90s comedy movie, Snake Draft. Until then, we'll see you next time. Take care.
Later.
Later, fellas.
I never beat it as a kid, but I hate you, Duffy.